Hey, what's up, everybody? Yesterday I did my little school visit, drug screen deal there down by the school. When we first got into town, we went to a place just north of the hospital, I believe, and did my little DOT drug screen. That was easy as could be. I went in, they had me fill out some paperwork. Mostly just my name, phone number, date of birth, social, things like that. Nurse came in and she made me clean out my pockets, take off my cap, take off my jacket. Then I had to rinse my hands off, and then she pulled the sealed cup or whatever out, and she led me to the bathroom. She sprayed some blue stuff in the toilet, and she made it so you couldn't flush the toilet. You had to give your sample in a cup up to the line she drew on there, and then you'd hand it to her. That way it never leaves anybody's sight. And then she puts it into two little vials and gets them ready to send off. And then I had to kind of make sure my dates of birth matched up, and I had to do a signature and initial the bottles or the vials, and it was pretty simple. They did not ask me if I took any medications, which I thought was kind of odd. Most people I talked to said they usually do. It really doesn't affect me because I don't take any pills. On occasion I'll take take ibuprofen for a headache, but that's rarely. I know my uncle, he takes a lot of Zantac, so he brings in the Zantac box and says this is what he's been taking. I know other people that anything they've taken, whether it be Aleve or any kind of pill, they take it in there. So if something does show up, then they got a reason for it. But I don't know what all kinds of pills show up or what kind of pills would make you fail that drug test. So, I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but I don't have anything to worry about. I went from there to the hotel, tried to pay for it. They wouldn't let me pay for it, which I guess is good and bad. They did get my room reserved for me, though. Gonna be a little over $1,700 for the 6 weeks, which ain't bad. The hotel is not quite what I'm used to. It's not used to it's not what I'm used to staying in, I guess I should say. I rarely stay in a hotel. When I do, this really isn't it, but it's only 6 weeks. It's a place to lay my head, and it's not crazy expensive. So I went to the school, Northeast Community College. I loved it. I went into the Welcome Center, waited for a lady by the name of Donna to come down. She knew people that actually used to be her neighbors when I was little, so that was kind of cool. But she led us to the building, and the building is actually further down, kind of I don't want to say a residential road, but it's not really a rural road either. But it's just kind of out of the way of everybody. Got a nice building back there, show me where to park, show me where to go into. She took me back to kind of the road course, or the driving range, I guess I should call it. And that was pretty cool. We got to see some of the trucks. The instructor, Ed Lewis, wasn't there, so I didn't get to speak to him, which is alright. Shin was going to show me where the bookstore was. I asked if I could buy my books. She told me it was going to be about $75. So I went in, and they made me buy a really nice, really big truck driving textbook, which is really cool. Your manual that you'll get from the courthouse or the DMV is going to show you kind of the basic stuff you need to pass your test. It's going to cram a lot of information into a small amount of pages. This big manual goes over everything, from shifting to braking to space in front, space behind, backing. If you have issues with your truck when you're going down the road, what you can look for, what you can do. And it goes really in depth so you can learn it. And it's something that you're going to be able to take with you, so if you do have issues on the road or do have questions, it's a nice thing that you can consult. I had to buy a Rand McNally Road Atlas, which I expected. My uncle was actually buying me a laminated one. But they want you all to have the cheaper version so everybody has the same one. which I understand. So I got the textbook, I got the atlas, I got a paper log book, and we got an e-log manual. They're going to train us on both e-logs and paper logs, which is cool. All that together actually ran me close to $100. But it was alright. I got to see where I was going to go. I got to see where it was in relation to get to the school. It is a little bit different for me. I come from a really small town, nowhere close to a big town. I think where the college is about 40,000 people, I think Dad said. I don't know for sure. So it's a lot bigger than the 1100 I'm accustomed to. But it's just like when I went to Laramie. It'll take me a couple days to a week to get used to stoplights and looking for signs. And when I'm going down the highway, I can pay attention to road signs easy as could be. But it's going through town, it's kind of, I'm not used to looking up. I'm used to looking straight ahead. Looking for stop signs. But it'll be alright. A week of getting used to that will be fine. Nerves will calm down considerably. Anxiety did start to build a little bit when I was there, just because, holy cow, this is real. This isn't thoughts you made up in your head. This isn't videos you watched on YouTube. This is going to be the real deal. You're going to finally be able to go out here and do this, and are you ready? So, it's going to be a tough 6 weeks. I'm not going to be able to go home. I'm not going to have the money to go home. I think the money that I'm going to have left over after I pay for my hotel and license and stuff like that, I'm going to have money for, I think, a tank of gas and a couple loaves of bread, but that's okay. I halfway prepared myself for that, so it's all for the big goal. But all in all, the drug screen was easy as could be. Nothing to worry about, as long as you're not a pot smoker or anything like that. Just be smart. My advice and the advice that I've been given by other people is if you take any medications before you go, bring them in with you. That way they know what you've been taking. And I think, from what I've heard, I think most places ask you. A place I went didn't, but that's not to say that's common. The hotel wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it'll work. I mean, it's only 6 weeks. It's all part of the greater goal. Program, just seeing everything they had out there, seeing how nice everybody was there. It's awesome. It's awesome. They said, when I first talked to Ed Lewis, he said the maximum of 6 in his class. When I got my paperwork, it said 8. But that Donna yesterday said they only allow 6. So we'll see which one it is when we get to school. If there's only 6 students, that's kind of cool. There's a fair amount of trucks back there. I emailed Ed last night. It's one question I want to ask him, because the DMV people, when I went and got my LPC, were really pushing for me to take the air brakes and combo vehicles tests. So I had to email Ed after I got back last night, and he emailed me back about 1:30 in the morning and said that they don't need to take the air brakes test or the combo vehicles test before I get to school, because he's going to go through everything and study and help us study for it, and then we'll go and have time to go take these tests. He just doesn't want us to take the general knowledge test for the LPC while we're there, because it is such a big test and so much information in it. So that was awesome, and talked to him a little bit longer through email last night. I guess they were going to get ready to leave one of the big overnight runs. I guess that's why they weren't at school that day. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, overall, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. This is what I want to do. I got a phone call this morning. Job offer to go cut meat, which is what I've been doing, which is what I love to do. But, this is what I got my heart set on. So, we're going to make it happen. Anxiety or not, I'm going to calm down, try to calm down, and we're going to make it happen. It's going to be a battle for me, but it's going to be alright. You know, I'm confident in my decision with going to Northeast Community College versus any of the other ones. It just seems like I'm going to get a lot more out of it. You know, doesn't seem like it's just going to be jumping in the truck, passing your test, and there you go. It seems a lot more in depth. You know, learning about securing loads. You get to do the nice overnight runs to different states. I'm not going to go all into it. I'm just going off what he sent me in an email. You know, when I get there, for sure I'm going to be doing some videos, and I'll let you guys know exactly what I shouldn't say exactly, but I'm going to kind of let you know what we do. That way you guys have a little bit of an idea if this is something that you want to do. You know, I know that I try to search for everything because I like to prepare. You know, it's nice to have an idea of what you're going to do. So, anyway guys, thanks for watching. See you later.